Welcome to Hawk Talk.
It's your boy, Ryan Kluver.
It's your other boy, Kayla Sahagan.
And you're watching
Hawk Talk.
Physics professor at Cal Poly Pomona built a miniature Disneyland in his backyard.
This year, he hosted a Halloween celebration for local neighborhood kids to come and enjoy the model attractions.
Have you ever wanted to be able to go to Disneyland anytime you wanted? Pomona professor Stephen Dobbs made this dream come true for his grandchildren when he started building Dobbsland.
Well, it's an excuse to have my grandkids over. They love Disneyland, and we used to go to Disneyland a lot with them. And I thought, well, when they come over the house, maybe we can just have a little fun thing for them. So I bought a Thomas the Train engine, and it's an electric engine you ride on. After about 10 minutes, they got bored. Well, I'm going to make it a little bit of an oval, and then they went around that, and they got bored after 5 minutes. So then I said, well, they like tunnels, like Disneyland train goes through a tunnel. I thought that was fun, I guess. And then after that, the whole concept took on a life of its own.
With 7 rides and attractions, this backyard amusement park has become a neighborhood hangout. Just recently, Dobbs hosted a neighborhood costume party. With new lights, a parade, and an actual light show, Dobbsland had it all. The main roller coaster was actually designed, created, and tested by Pomona physics students for their senior graduation project.
A lot of friends come over, like the party we had tonight. People seem to enjoy it, so I enjoy it. The future is for engineers and people that do manufacturing, people that design new ideas. You know, that's all engineers. It's all stuff we teach at Cal Poly.
Dobbsland is a testament to what one's dreaming and ambition can pull off.
The theater department is performing a steampunk interpretation of A Midsummer's Night Dream this weekend.
This weekend, theater is putting on its annual fall play. For the past month and a half, the theater students have been hard at work and are now ready to showcase their talent.
This play is A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare.
It's about these 3 storylines that kind of intertwine. The first one is these 4 lovers. 2 of them are in love, and then one of them is in love with another boy who is in love with one of the first 2. And so they all run into the woods to get away from their hometown, where the fairies who live in those woods, Titania and Oberon, the king and the queen of the fairies, are currently in a feud. At the same time, the Mechanicals, who are a group of actors, are putting on a play for the Duke and the new Duchess when they get married.
Basically, it is Romeo and Juliet, except there are 2 Romeos and 2 Juliets and a bunch of fairies, and they're all in a forest, and nobody dies.
To make the show even more interesting, they've decided to take a steampunk twist on the Shakespeare original.
There's going to be a lot of gears and Victorian era clothing.
We have a lot of hats and goggles, which are, iconic steampunk items. A lot of our set pieces are made to look like gears, and our trees for the forest are made of metals, which are different, steampunk things.
Opening night is this Friday, November 4th at 7 o'clock in the Performing Arts Center.
Opening night, all tickets for El Dorado students are $5 with an ID instead of $10. And then we're also doing opening night a silent auction beforehand, and we have some amazing gifts, some auction items. We have tickets to the Magic Castle. We have a gigantic TV that has like a $300 retail value, some steampunk jewelry. There's all kinds of things opening night that'll be available for auction only opening night. And then we also, after opening night, are having a big reception in the Little Theater where we'll have punch and food for anyone who wants to come over and talk to the cast and take some pictures and just hang out after the shows.
The additional shows will be held on Saturday at 2 and 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Be sure to attend and show support for El Dorado Theater.
Let's check out your first senior of the month.
She constantly is asking other people what they need, and she always thinks of others before herself. She is so hardworking at everything she puts her mind to, and is always setting her expectations for herself higher.
Cece is being recognized as this month's Senior of the Month for a variety of reasons. But the one that stands out the most to me is the one that most people don't see. It's the one that happens after school gets out when she's here working. It's the stuff that she does when she goes home and she decides to create new ideas and design stuff that nobody sees, and then when they do, it becomes a part of their life.
She truly has a heart of gold. She has a heart of gold for this school.
Is just always involved in anything in school, like she wants to be a part of it.
She's leaving behind a legacy that's gonna last a very long time.
The new golden wings that were put up near the cafeteria that she worked on with a couple of other students here at El Dorado is a perfect manifestation of her pride in giving back to El Dorado.
It's given students an opportunity to be a part of something bigger.
Congratulations, Caitlin.
Congratulations, Caitlin.
Congrats on being this month's Senior of the Month, Cece.
Most controversial moment you've all been waiting for.
Here's Caleb Garrett with the results from the mock election.
Hi everyone, I'm Caleb Garrett, and thank you to all who took part in the Hawk Talk mock election over this past week. We had 350 votes, and here are the results. El Dorado students selected Donald Trump as their top choice for president of the United States with 40.2% of the overall vote. That put him 4.5 percentage points ahead of Democrat Hillary Clinton, who was the runner-up with 35.7% of the vote. Libertarian Gary Johnson came in third with 10.5% of the votes. Democrat Kamala Harris edged out Loretta Sanchez in the Senate race by just 3 votes, and Congressman Ed Royce won re-election by roughly a 61-39 margin. On the California ballot measures, you approved new school bonds with Prop 51, passed Prop 55 to fund K-12 schools with a tax extension by just 1 vote, passed the $2 a pack cigarette tax in Prop 56, passed Prop 57 to allow parole consideration for nonviolent felons, passed bilingual education with Prop 58, voted to keep the death penalty with Prop 62. You also voted to require background checks for ammo purchases with Prop 63. Prop 64, the initiative to legalize marijuana, failed by a 51-49 margin, and you voted yes on 67 to ban single-use plastic bags. El Dorado's results in the presidential election were much different than our fellow students throughout the state of California, who selected Hillary Clinton by a 58-20 margin in the official statewide mock election last week. That same mock election passed the school funding initiative Prop 55 with 63% of the vote. Remember, EDHS passed that by just 1 vote. In the nationwide student election conducted by News ELA, Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump by a 57-32 margin. El Dorado does fall in a traditionally Republican part of Orange County, and OC voters have reliably voted for the Republican candidate in every presidential election since 1936. But even here in the OC, things may be closer than usual this time around. It will be interesting to see if the rest of Orange County will vote the same way as EDHS students. We will have to wait until next Tuesday, November 8th, to see how the rest of the county, state, and nation vote in this very contentious election. We will report on that next week. Now back to the anchors.
It's time for your weekly update on sports.
Jock Talk.
I'm Alex Myers.
And I'm Matthew Martinson.
And you're watching Jock Talk.
Here's the schedule for the annual Cost Crunchy League Finals at Yorba Regional Park on Wednesday.
Last week, boys water polo crushed El Medina with a score 16-3. Then on Wednesday, they destroyed Valencia with a score 15-6. Our top player of the week, Matt Rauch, scored 15 in one game. Wish them luck when they face Canyon at home.
Last week, Edel lost against Brea with a score of 35-28. Our top players of last week were Connor Leach, Jack Strauss, and Robert Arroyo. Their next game is Friday night against Esperanza at Bradford Stadium to celebrate senior night.
Last week, girls volleyball won their first round of CIF championships with a score of 3-0 against Yorba Linda. They will be playing in their second round tonight in the Joe Raya Gym at 7.
Let's keep it Golden Hawks.
Now back to our anchors.
Extra announcements.
There is a Physics Chem Club meeting at lunch in room 708. We will be making rainbow flames. All are welcome.
Make sure to head to the CIF girls volleyball game tonight in the Joe Raya Gym at 7 p.m. Remember to wear red, white, and blue. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for students with ID.
There will be a Star Wars Club meeting today at lunch in room 702.
There's a Dungeons & Dragons Club meeting today at lunch in room 501. We'll be introducing rules and creating characters.
There'll be a representative from the following colleges on campus on the following dates. If you'd like to attend their presentation, you must sign up for the Counseling Intern Office or Career Center on Wednesday or Friday to receive your pass.
For No Shave November, we will be collecting money for a student whose life has been affected by cancer. Bring $1 to your second period class to help support this fund.
On Saturday, October 29th, the Cal State Fullerton Center for Economic Education held their 4th annual Titan Fast Pitch. El Dorado students Teresa Palczewski and Paige Bagney were the first place winners in the high school division. Their idea of a motion-sensing showerhead earned them $400.
Tomorrow night, the theater department will open a Midsummer Night's Dream in the Performing Arts Center. Tickets are only $5 at the door opening night. Afterwards, there will be a gala reception in the Little Theater.
On November 18th at 6:30 p.m., there's a movie premiere for EDHS students, friends, and family at Cinema City to watch the new Harry Potter movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Tickets for $10 can be bought at room 704 by November 11th.
Gender Equality Club is having their first meeting on Friday in room 301 at lunch.
Be sure to tune in to @EldoHawks Snapchat to see updates for some of our football boys before and during their home game against Esperanza on Friday.
Lunchtime activity. Make sure to come down to the Theatertron today at lunch to watch McHugh, Thompson, Campitelli, and Ross compete in a panel.
There will be a meeting in room 703 on Tuesday, November 8th for Make-A-Wish Club. For Sci-Fi Fantasy Club, t-shirt orders are due today at lunch in room 602.
Come to room 407 today at lunch to find out about rose flow decorating for Key Club. Meetings are every Monday after school for Bible Club. We start at 2:55 p.m.
Academic Decathlon will be meeting to prepare their speeches on Tuesday, November 8th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. in room 202. This is a mandatory meeting.
All right. I was Brian Kluver. She's Kayla Sahagan.
And now we're done.